everyone. Tonight I'd like to give you a little tutorial on how to play steadily using the metronome, because when you play a piece of music you have to have that steady pulse or the music disintegrates. You have to be able to do that before you put any pulling or pushing in the music, any rubato. And a good piece to show this with is the Swan, because it's in 6/4 time. Each quarter is worth 4/16, and the time between each of those 16th notes has to be equal. There's an excellent video out there on the internet by this chap. I'll put the link below. It shows how to use the metronome, and I tried to apply that to this piece, and it's going to be very helpful and very useful for me to get it, to make each finger secure. A dear friend of mine, Natalie Coriati, is making me so aware that I can't be rushing and compromising my micro count. It has to be an equal time from one note to the next throughout. And in this piece, it's in 6/4 time with 16ths in the left, so that's 24 notes in the left hand in every bar, and it has to be an equal length of time between each one of those 24 notes. So if I can clap every one of those notes and say my numbers, say if the metronome's for a quarter, 1, 2, and I put the and in, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 1. The long melody notes will fit into place perfectly. So this piece is the one that is so tempting to want to just play it and they move. Built strength into my hand where it gets more difficult, that every finger is like a clap. Ta, 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 ta. That's not the tone I'm going to get when I want to play it, but that's the strength that I have to have in my fingers so that I can play it lighter in the left later and keep it from rushing, keep from scrunching any of the notes and moving ahead to the next melody note. So I want to be able to release on the way up, have the load settle. Gravity is the force that is pulling my arm down, that I want to use that energy to make the hammer go up. So as I leave the hand limp like that and fall down, I pull up in the wrist and then come into the key and balance. I can control how I slide into that key. So it's like sinking into a pillow or a soft mattress. So on. But I'm trying to develop the strength in each independent finger in the left hand with 24 notes per bar. So I have to get really strong with those fingers and have the attack like clapping for every note, 24 times in the bar. Clap, 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 up to 24. And that's going to be... There's a weakness in my thumb. I was down too low and then I was hitting another note. So then I can go down in at it like that and hear that it's clear, so that when I'm on the surface of the keys and just playing lightly, each one will be in control. So I need to use the metronome. So if I put the metronome at a slow speed, like about 60 or even 56, for the quarter, I want to be able to say the and, because 4/16 in a quarter. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 1. Back to this, 1 and 2 and 3, and cut, cut, cut. Each finger going down just as strong and independent as that. da, 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 just sharp fingers. And do heavy practice like that. Then I'm going to be able, when I do the whole piece, all 3 pages like that, including that last page where it goes, last line of the last page, which is 1 and 2 and 1. I'm too fast. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. Tick, 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 tap, 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 tap. Transfer the weight. Feel it. And that's the other thing that's going to help keep it steady when I can think of transferring the weight. Not just clapping, I'm transferring the weight. So this is 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 like that. It keeps it so that when I want to move up the tempo of the quarter a little bit, everything gets that much faster, 4 times faster. Like, I mean, there's 16th notes now. I've got to be that much more dexterous with each independent finger so that it's skilled at spanking the key, tapping the key at exactly that point in time. When I go to play it, there's the moving wrist and the coming in with just a little bit of weight, light as a feather, into a soft mattress so the key doesn't go down fast and it doesn't sound hit, it sounds floating. But that's the way to do it. And then when you get that beautiful melody, even that, I might want to go in, release on the way up, dive down, pull up in the wrist so that when I go in, I've got a much softer sound. And that's where I might want to pull, you see, if I'm 1, 2, and 3, pull to that note, because if I wanted to think of a fermato on that long note, I need to have a deceleration as I go up to it, and I bring the dynamic level up to it. When I start to do all those things and play with the melody, it's surprising how little other rubato I need in it than doing things like slowing up to the fermata, to the note that I want to sit longer on. But it just makes it that much more expressive when I can have a solid undercarriage. And this is the way to do it. Put your metronome to the quarter, clap every short note, and say the ands. To be sure and say the ands. 1 and 2 and. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 5 and 6 and 1. For all the bars of the piece, and it's going to make your piece sound solid and not agitated. It's going to have calm. That's the secret to doing it. And the metronome, there's no way around it. That's the basis of getting that calm into your playing. So I hope that was helpful for you, and that you can apply it to other pieces as well that you're working on. Have a good night now. Bye-bye.